Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, RKY, on Sunday. China, Russia and Iran in middle of wars in Ukraine and Israel as new axis of evil. While U.S.'s response to these dual conflicts discussed U.S. financing, Iranians are also a threat to us. And that's why this is an emergency. In many ways. World is more in danger than my life. Said McConnell. When Berlin Wall falls. Reminds world's war against Hamas terrorists. Reminding that world is facing a great power competition that coincides with threats of terrorism. Middle East Hamas series. Islamic Jihad rocket false fires result the death of more than one civilian in Gaza. IDF McConnell. Posed for bread. Sadie. Russia attack Hezbollah and Hamas attacks the Israelis with drones. So they are all connected. You cannot separate some of them, and you cannot only say that we will cope with it. All are dependent. Putin will call the war of Hamas before the Netanyahu of Israel's Netanyahu Russian president too. China McConnell said about China's attitude towards Israel-Hamas war. We know which side they are on. And we have to see this as a worldwide problem. As for budget supplement, McConnell said that Senate Republicans would ask for something reliable at border. If we will accept financial responsibility of helping our allies, we definitely want to do something to help ourselves. Bream. Ohio from Senator. He stated how he was critical to ask more financing from Congress for savagery Israel. In deadly attack of Hamas. President of Republican Biden, such as J.D. Vance, was critical to ask more financing Israel. But McConnell argued that conflicts were connected. I do not see whether Biden will give credit. If the Russians are not defeated, they will enter the next NATO country. McConnell warned. The idea is completely wrong. If you want, send a message to Prime Minister of the Prime Minister. If you want, beat Russians in Ukraine. He continued. He recently declared that they had an endless friendship with the Russians. Russian President Vladimir Putin asked Brett McConnell to Israel for Ukraine when he was in Beijing to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping last week. Equipment and artillery that cannot fulfill. From U.S. point of view, one of best things this regard. For example, when we give old equipment to Ukrainians, we rebuild our industrial base in this country. 38 state. And to rebuild our industrial complex for the more serious power threat in Asia. The idea that our help does not help us is unreal.